Duke Nukem 0 Hour. Looking back on it, the only reason this guide is actually any useful, any sort of use, because I mean, look at that. There's no maps. It's just text. Text describing what you're going to be looking at. It's a terrible guide in all aspects of the word. In fact, I don't even... Okay, good. It does tell you all the secrets. So, but you have to actually be reading the text to find all the secrets in the game. But it will tell you how to get all the secrets for all the levels. So, it does have that going for it. This was a very interesting game. I only played and beat it once because it was so freakishly long. But, Aiden Chronicles, the first mage, if I recall, they broke the space limits on the Nintendo 64 cartridge, and like half of the content they had to cut out. It's not the best guide overall, but it gets the job done. It's got nice hand-drawn maps, so you don't see that very often. Oh yes, one of my favorite games, and one I'll definitely be doing for my channel. Jet Force Gemini. Oh yeah. This guide is awesome. I could not have found everything this game had to offer were it not for this guide. It has maps of everything, tells you where to find every single item, weapon upgrade, tribal to find. It's got it all. And even how to unlock all the special secrets at the end too, all the extra multiplayer modes and characters. So, awesome guide. Of course, I got the original Paper Mario strategy guide. Another Nintendo Power game guide, so naturally it's going to have those awesome map numbered call-out layouts. So they, as I said, they really know how to make their game guides. Highly recommended. Love this guide. Ah, the very original Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time strategy guide. It's got that awesome wall of text, but inside it also has some nice... That's actually a terrible example. Let me find a better example. Ah, here we go. It's got some nice maps of the dungeons, and it's got some call-outs as well, numbered call-outs, so you know exactly where to go to find the strategies you're looking for. So, very cool guide. It's got a lot of extra information too. Oh, and you can tell this has been well used. Well used. Look at these checkmark boxes here. Oh yeah, I was searching for Skulltulas every single time I played the game. So, I used this one extensively. This was around the time... I don't know if Nintendo Power actually ever made a Majora's Mask strategy guide. So I had to go get the Versus books. This is the only Versus books game guide I have. There's nothing wrong with it. In fact, it was actually quite well laid out. And it has all the maps right there with the call-outs. And it pretty much, look, it even tells you as you're going through the book, it tells you, oh look, there's a heart piece you can get right now while you're playing this part of the game. So as you're going through the storyline, it will tell you as you need to what you can find in addition to just going through the main story at that point. So very intuitive. And then of course it has a whole bunch of appendices at the back and everything. So I've never been knowledgeable about Versus books at all, but if this isn't any indication of the quality they have, this was highly impressive. I really enjoyed this guidebook. Alright, now for the crown jewels of my collection. These game guides are a little bit more frayed. They are a little bit less kept in quality of bindings and stuff like that, and that's because I was younger then and I didn't really know the concept of keeping these game guides intact and having them, you know, pristine for collector's value. So a lot of them are a little bit more well-loved than others. Secret of Mana. This guidebook, this was one of the very first RPGs, in fact I think this was the first RPG I ever played in my entire life. This is what got me hooked on RPGs. I pored over this game guide. See some 3D color maps straight in the middle. In fact, I think they actually made a little blurb about it. Full color maps inside. Like, that's the biggest thing since sliced bread. But everything else, of course, is black and white. Go figure. But yeah, I poured over this game guide like white on rice. I just ate it all up as I'm trying to go through my first RPG. This was my stalwart companion through the whole game when I was younger. So, awesome game guide. I don't even know if you can find this anymore. Oh, this is well loved. Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. Do you see this? Do you see how well loved it is? Oh my gosh, also it looks like some water's been spilt on it. Look at that, it's got some fading on the pages right there. Some fading right there. This has definitely seen its share of use, but this was valuable to me when I was, what was I, 12, 13 years old? I can't even remember. But yeah, I just was turning this pages and pages of this book. And the best thing about this type of book from Nintendo Power, it had little bits and pieces of lore and just information that had nothing to do with the overall game and beating it and finding 100%. It was just there for flavor, you know? It didn't really need, but they chose to put it there for flavor. Like this whole page. This whole page right here has nothing to do with finding anything in this game. It was just there for extra immersion into the world. I miss that. More guides should do that. Sure, you know, it costs more to take up a page two or three here and there to just do some extra information that has nothing to do with the overall game or guide. But to me, it's taking that one step further. So, in my eyes. Super Metroid. This is where I got the Super Metroid Challenge. The Nintendo Power Challenge. This game book is what gave me that challenge. And, very well done. Just like another Nintendo Power guide. Game number callouts. So, very good if you're going for 100%. Yes. Super Mario Legend of the Seven Stars. What's there to say? This is like one of the best RPGs ever made, and this you possibly want to find everything you could possibly need in this game. I think there's maybe one or two things that it doesn't tell you how to find, and I think one of those things is actually the casino. The casino the brothers found. The brothers that you find in Booster's Tower, they have a casino later in the game. I don't think this tells you at all. This doesn't tell you at all how to get it. So, but you know, just minor details like that make this a not fully complete guide, but just minor quibbles. Still a good guide all around. Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island. Looking back on it, yeah, this was needed. 100%, you need this. I mean, I guess you could probably figure it all out on your own eventually, but for my mind, my young, impressionable mind back then, I couldn't figure games out worth crap. So this type of guide was necessary for me. So, very well done guide. I don't even know why I got this. I have it in my collection. Killer Instinct. Why there would be game guides for fighting games, the only reason I could think of is learning the skill sets. Learning how to do their special moves and their humiliations or fatalities or things like that. That would be the only reason you would get this type of guide. And even then, you can just look up that type of stuff on the internet. So, I can't really recommend this, but I have it in my collection. So, here we go. Donkey Kong Country, very first game. Good old Nintendo Power fashion. Love it. You'll find everything you need. You know what? The next two shouldn't come as no surprise. Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy's Conquest. Look at that. Awesome maps. Awesome callouts. And of course, Dixie's Double Trouble. I had to look at the name here. Dixie Kong's Double Trouble. And this one actually goes a little bit more in depth. Let's show you here. Yeah. It's a lot more easier to read and find what you're looking for in this particular book compared to the first two, but the overall format is roughly the same. So, okay, everybody should have this one. Everybody who's bought this game should have this guide. Earthbound. This comes with the game to begin with. And if it doesn't, you got gypped. You got completely gypped. Because you need this game guide to find everything this game has to offer. So, I have poured over this guide so many times trying to beat this game. I think I've beaten this game like 9 or 10 times. It's crazy. Chrono Trigger. Chrono Trigger. I don't have anything to say about that. That's awesome. Yeah. My last guide, Final Fantasy III, aka Final Fantasy VI. This guide has seen a lot of love, almost as much love as that Legend of Zelda Link to the Past game guide. It's not as frayed, it's not as ruined as that one is, but if you feel it in your hands and you feel the quality of the pages as you're turning them, you know my little kid fingers have touched these pages so many times. Like, I've just been like flipping through them, like constantly for years and years as I played this game over and over and over again. Excellent guide. It doesn't go fully in depth on all the extra things you can do, all the extra little quests and events and story points, but it's still something that's worth having in your collection. That's it. That's my entire strategy guide collection I have. So, and I'll put it on to you guys, the viewers, and all those other you gamers out there, and game girls. Do you have a collection of game guides? Do you keep them in pristine condition, or do you just say, ah, screw it all, I'm just going to use the game guides as intended, and just who cares if it's all ruined and everything, I'm just going to flip pages, tear pages and everything, and get the information I want, you know? Do you just not care about, you know, how your game guides look, or are you more of a collector, kind of like me nowadays, and you just kind of, once you're done using them, you gingerly put them up on the wall, slide them in between two other game guides, and just look at them and go, oh, look at my collection. Do you see this collection? So, thoughts, comments, just put them down below. If you want to do a video response and show me your game guides, that would be awesome too. I'd like to see what cool, valuable collectibles you got, or maybe you even have the same ones I do, which is awesome, you know? It's good to, I mean, these things, half these things are no longer in print anymore. And so these types of books, I believe, you know, I know in the future they won't have any monetary value in the long run, you know, 50, 60 years down the road, but, you know, just sentimental value for those who have used them, who've appreciated the information that was in them. There is no value to put on these books. Why would you sell them? Once you have them in your household, why would you sell them? They're a part of history. They're a part of memories. I mean, I know that when I share my games with my young son, both of my sons actually, I know we're going to be using these guides. I know he's going to be like, Daddy, help me with this part. I don't know how to do this. And I go help him and I say, okay, if you want to know more, go into this. Go use this. Go read this. It'll tell you everything you need to know. And, you know, it'll be the start of forming memories together. And I'm excited. I'm excited. I can't wait for that to happen. So, that's all I have for this video log. It probably went on way too long. Probably gonna have to split it up into 2 or 3 parts. But, yeah, I hope you all have a good looking through your game guides, which I'm pretty sure you haven't dusted off in a long time until viewing this video, and you're like, you know what, I should probably go look at my game guides. I haven't actually touched them in forever. So go do that. Go enjoy looking at all the cool pictures, the crisp pages, and just all the awesome little details and tips and strategies that are within each and every book. So until the next video log, everybody, see you later.